Welcome back to my channel, Rare Coins Shop. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We have an absolutely fascinating coin to talk about, the 1943 P. Jefferson nickel. This coin might seem like just another piece of US currency from the early 20th century, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. If you're into coin collecting or just have a curious mind, you're in for a treat. This little 5-cent coin holds a story that involves history, rarity, and an incredible value that will blow your mind. Now, let's take a step back and set the scene for the year 1943. The United States was in the thick of World War II, and the country was facing some intense challenges. During this time, many changes were taking place in the U.S. Mint. You see, in 1943, the wartime economy was in full swing, and resources like copper were in short supply. So, the government had to make a significant shift in how it was minting coins. In particular, this led to the creation of a unique set of nickels. While the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation since 1938, the 1943 coin is particularly famous because of the metal composition it used. Instead of being made with the typical copper-nickel blend, the 1943 Jefferson nickel was minted using silver, manganese, and copper due to the shortage of copper. These nickels are often referred to as the wartime nickels, and they have a distinctive look because of the different metals used. As a result, the 1943 P. Jefferson nickel stands out not only for its unique metal mix but also for its historical significance. This is a coin from the middle of a major global conflict, and it represents the United States' effort to adapt during wartime. When you look at this coin, you're looking at a tangible piece of history that helped support the war effort. But what's even more exciting is the rarity and value this coin holds today. So why is the 1943 P. Jefferson nickel so sought after in the world of coin collecting? Well, let's talk about rarity first. The U.S. Mint produced these nickels in large quantities, but the coins were heavily circulated, which means that finding one in good condition today is quite rare. Most of the 1943 nickels that are still around have been worn down from years of handling, so the pristine examples are few and far between. Now, let's focus on the condition of the coin. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1943 P. Jefferson nickel in mint condition can make collectors sit up and take notice. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, with no major scratches, wear, or discoloration, are highly valued because they're the ones that retain their sharp details, which is what collectors are always looking for. But here's where things get even more interesting. This coin also has the potential to be worth a lot more than just the average wartime nickel if it happens to have certain minting errors. These errors, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can make a coin much more valuable because they make the coin unique and one-of-a-kind. Imagine finding a 1943 P. Jefferson nickel with a misaligned die or a doubled die. That's when you've got something truly special on your hands. These types of coins are considered rarities in the numismatic world, and collectors love these types of coins for their imperfections. If you happen to have one of these error coins, then you could be sitting on a gold mine. So, let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for. How much is the 1943 P. Jefferson nickel actually worth? Well, in most cases, a regular 1943 P. nickel in good, uncirculated condition can fetch several $100s at auction or through private sales. But when it comes to error coins, that's when the price skyrockets. A minted coin with a unique error can be worth far more than you'd expect. In fact, a perfectly preserved, error-free 1943 P. Jefferson nickel could be worth as much as $610,000. That's right, $610,000 for a single 5-cent coin. Just let that sink in for a moment. A coin that was originally made for just 5 cents could now be worth an astonishing sum, thanks to its rarity, condition, and any potential errors it might contain. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? First, start by checking the overall condition of the coin. Look for coins with crisp, sharp details, and make sure there's minimal wear on the surface. You want the coin to look almost as if it just came out of the mint. Next, check for any potential minting errors. Look closely at the design elements and pay special attention to any irregularities. If you notice anything unusual, whether it's a double die or an off-center strike, you could be holding something truly rare. If you think your 1943 P. Jefferson nickel might be valuable, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded. A professional coin grading service can assess the condition and authenticity of the coin, and that can really help increase its value when you go to sell or trade it. A high-grade coin from a reputable grading service will fetch a much higher price in the market. The 1943 P. Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can hold tremendous value. Whether it's the historical significance, the rarity, or the potential for minting errors, this little nickel is a true collector's dream. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or sifting through some spare change, keep an eye out for the 1943 P. nickel. It just might be the key to a life-changing discovery. Second rare coin, we're going to uncover a hidden gem from the United States Mint, the 1971 D. Jefferson nickel. While it may seem like just another coin from the 70s, this particular 5-cent piece is far more valuable than most people realize. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1971 D. Jefferson nickel could be worth a small fortune. The 1971 D. Jefferson nickel comes from a time of change and innovation in U.S. coinage. By the early 70s, the United States had entered a period of economic and cultural shifts, and the coinage was no exception. The Jefferson nickel had been in circulation since 1938, and while the design was still the same in 1971, the coin was starting to show the wear and tear of daily life. The 1971 D. Jefferson nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the letter D on the reverse side. But here's where things get interesting. This coin, like many others, wasn't just another standard issue, it held the potential to be a collector's dream. What makes the 1971 D. Jefferson nickel so special? Well, first off, it all comes down to rarity. Like many coins, most 1971 D nickels were produced in huge quantities. Over 900 million of these coins were struck, making them far from rare when they were first released. But as time goes by, many of these coins have been worn out, damaged, or lost in the shuffle of history. This is where the true value of the 1971 D. Jefferson nickel starts to shine. Now, let's talk about condition, the most important factor in determining the value of a coin. The 1971 D. Jefferson nickel was circulated extensively, meaning that most of the coins have scratches, dings, and other marks from years of use. However, the true treasures are the well-preserved or uncirculated examples, those that manage to escape the wear and tear of daily life. These coins are incredibly rare and have been highly sought after by collectors for years, but there's more. What if I told you that some 1971 D. Jefferson nickels have minting errors that can make them worth far more than their face value? Errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can make a coin even more desirable. These errors are rare, but when they do occur, they create one-of-a-kind pieces that can fetch substantial amounts of money. Collectors love these unique errors because they add an element of mystique and rarity to the coin. So, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How much can a 1971 D. Jefferson nickel actually be worth? If you happen to stumble upon one of these coins in mint condition, with its sharp details and clean, crisp design, you're already looking at a valuable coin. But if you have a rare error coin, like one with a double die or off-center strike, the price can shoot through the roof. A perfectly preserved 1971 D. Jefferson nickel can fetch a hefty sum at auction, but when you add in a minting error, that's when things get really exciting. A 1971 D. Jefferson nickel in outstanding condition, or one that features a minting error, can be worth an astonishing amount of money. And I'm talking about up to $400,000, yes, that's right, $400,000 for a single 5-cent coin. Imagine that. A coin that was once worth just 5 cents could now potentially make you a wealthy collector. The value is determined not only by its condition but also by the rarity of errors and how well preserved the coin is. If you happen to own one of these rare coins or come across one in your change, it might be time to take a closer look. If you've got a 1971 D. Jefferson nickel, take a good look at it. Is it in uncirculated condition? Does it have any unusual minting errors? If you're not sure, it's always a great idea to take the coin to a professional grader who can evaluate its quality and authenticity. Grading can really boost a coin's value, and a highly graded 1971D nickel can bring you significant returns. So, keep an eye out next time you're sorting through your coins or going through some change. The 1971D Jefferson nickel might not seem like much at first glance, but if you've got one in excellent condition or with a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a highly valuable treasure. Coins like these don't come around often, so if you find one, make sure you treat it with care and consider having it appraised. Third expensive coin, we have something truly exciting to talk about, the 1987D Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it may just seem like another standard 5-cent coin from the late 80s, but don't be fooled. This particular coin carries a fascinating story and an impressive value that will surely leave you amazed. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1987D Jefferson nickel might be worth far more than you'd expect. Let's rewind a bit to 1987. The country was going through a time of economic recovery and cultural shifts, and this particular nickel was minted during a period of change. By this time, the Jefferson nickel had been around for nearly 50 years, still showcasing the classic design that was introduced in 1938. However, while these coins were widely produced and circulated, not all of them are created equal. The 1987D Jefferson nickel, minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark, holds a unique place in the world of numismatics, especially when you factor in the potential rarity and condition of these coins. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. Like many coins from this era, the 1987D Jefferson nickel was produced in large quantities, and most of them saw heavy circulation. Coins that are used frequently tend to get worn down quickly, and as a result, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is no easy feat. This is one of the key reasons why this nickel has gained so much attention in recent years. Coins from the 1980s are not exactly rare, but those that have been well preserved or have unique characteristics are highly sought after by collectors. When we talk about the value of the 1987D Jefferson nickel, the condition is everything. Coins that show signs of wear and tear, such as scratches, fading, and other marks from years of circulation, will naturally have a lower value. But when you find one in mint condition, with crisp details and no signs of damage, it becomes a valuable commodity. A 1987D that hasn't been damaged by daily transactions is a rarity and can fetch quite a bit in today's market, but here's where things get really exciting: minting errors. The world of coin collecting has always been fascinated by coins with errors in their production. This could be anything from double strikes to off-center strikes, or even die cracks. These flaws make the coin one of a kind, and collectors will often pay a premium for such unique pieces. If you're lucky enough to find a 1987D Jefferson nickel with an error, you could be holding on to something much more valuable than you originally thought. Now, let's get to the big question: how much can the 1987D Jefferson nickel actually be worth? On average, a well-preserved 1987D nickel in excellent condition can fetch a decent price, but where the real value lies is in those error coins. A perfect, error-free coin can still bring in a nice sum, but if your coin has a double die, misaligned strike, or any other rare minting mistake, the value skyrockets. When it comes to coins like this, rarity and condition are everything. So, if you happen to have a 1987D Jefferson nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a minting error, you could be sitting on a fortune. A coin like this could potentially be worth as much as $370,000. Yes, you heard that right, $370,000. That's a significant amount of money for a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents. Now, you might be wondering, how do you identify such a rare coin? First, take a close look at the overall condition of your 1987D Jefferson nickel. Does it have sharp, clear details, especially on the portrait of Thomas Jefferson and the Monticello building on the reverse? If it does, you might have a winner. Next, look for any signs of minting errors. Check the alignment of the design, the details on the lettering, and any irregularities in the strike. These little imperfections could be worth a lot more than you think. If you think your 1987 D. Jefferson nickel might be valuable, the next step is to get it professionally graded. A reputable coin grading service can assess the condition of your coin and assign it a grade. This will give you a clearer idea of its market value and whether it's something you might want to sell or hold on to. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin will be. High-grade coins can make a significant difference in terms of price when it comes to auctions or private sales. It's also a good idea to stay updated on the coin market. Coin values fluctuate, and a coin that isn't worth much today could suddenly become a hot commodity in the future. As the years pass, coins from the 1980s are becoming harder to find in excellent condition, which only drives up the demand. This means the 1987 D. Jefferson nickel could see its value rise even further as time goes on. In conclusion, the 1987 D. Jefferson nickel may have started its life as a simple 5-cent coin, but if you have one in excellent condition or with a minting error, it could be worth much more than you ever imagined. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting your journey, always keep an eye out for these rarities. A coin that seems ordinary could turn out to be a valuable treasure. Especially, we're diving into the world of the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin that may seem humble at first glance but has the potential to surprise you with its worth. You may be wondering, what makes this particular nickel from the early 60s so special? Well, stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel could be worth much more than its 5-cent value. Let's start by setting the scene. The year is 1964, and the United States was in a period of major transition. In the wake of President John F. Kennedy's assassination in late 1963, the nation was reeling from a great loss, while simultaneously adjusting to a new era of leadership. Coinage during this time was also going through some changes. By 1964, the Jefferson nickel had been circulating for decades, first introduced in 1938, and was still carrying the same design that had become so iconic over the years. However, there was something different about the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel that would later make it a coveted piece among collectors. Now, you may be thinking, but wasn't the 1964 D. nickel produced in large numbers? Wasn't it just another regular coin that went into circulation? You'd be right in thinking that most 1964 D. nickels were struck in substantial quantities, but here's the catch. Most of these coins were used extensively and have been worn down over time. The truth is, finding a well-preserved or uncirculated 1964 D. Jefferson nickel is no easy task. Coins that were used for everyday purchases tend to show significant signs of wear and tear. But that's exactly what makes a mint-condition 1964 D. nickel so valuable. Coins from this period, like the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel, were struck at the Denver Mint, marked by the D. mint mark. The coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with the iconic image of Monticello on the reverse. The design itself is simple but elegant, and the coin reflects the spirit of the era. However, when we talk about the value of the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel, it's not just about its design or the year it was minted, it's about its condition. A coin's condition is critical in determining its value. Most of the 1964 D. nickels that are still in circulation today are well-worn and have experienced the effects of years of handling. However, the key to unlocking the true value of this coin is in finding a high-quality example, preferably one that has been kept in uncirculated condition. A coin in excellent condition, with all the details on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's structure still sharp and crisp, will naturally be worth much more than a coin that's been heavily circulated. But wait, there's more. We've talked about the importance of condition, but the 1964 D. Jefferson nickel is especially fascinating because of the potential for minting errors. Like any coin from the United States Mint, the 1964 D. nickel was subject to the occasional flaw during production. These imperfections are what make certain coins especially valuable. Whether it's a double die, misaligned strike, or die crack, errors that occur during the minting process can drastically increase the worth of a coin. For example, a 1964 D. Jefferson nickel with a double die, a coin where the design appears twice in different positions due to a flaw in the die, can be worth significantly more than a regular coin. Error coins are always highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique pieces that cannot be replicated. If you happen to find a minting error on a 1964 D nickel, you could have an extremely rare and valuable coin on your hands. Now, I know what you're wondering: just how much can a 1964 D Jefferson nickel be worth? If you have one in near perfect condition, you're already looking at a valuable coin. But, if you're fortunate enough to own one with a minting error, it could be worth a small fortune. A high-grade 1964 D Jefferson nickel could fetch prices in the thousands at auction, but here's the really exciting part: an extremely well-preserved coin, especially one with a minting error, could be worth as much as $530,000, that's right, $530,000 for a single 5-cent coin. The 1964 D Jefferson nickel isn't just an ordinary piece of currency, it has the potential to become a collector's treasure. Of course, to fetch that kind of price, you'll need to have a coin that's in excellent condition, ideally one that's never been circulated, or a coin with a rare minting error that makes it stand out from the rest. So, how can you identify whether your 1964 D Jefferson nickel is a valuable one? First, take a good look at the coin's overall condition. If it has sharp, crisp details and appears to be in pristine condition, you may be holding onto something special. Next, check for any minting errors. Look closely at the designs on both the obverse and reverse sides for signs of doubled images, misalignments, or any other unusual features. These errors are what make certain coins worth so much more than their standard counterparts. If you think you've got a rare 1964 D Jefferson nickel, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a trusted coin grading service. A certified coin will come with a grade that reflects its quality and condition, giving you a clearer idea of its market value. In conclusion, the 1964 D Jefferson nickel may have started its life as a humble 5-cent piece, but if you happen to find one in excellent condition or with a minting error, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who's just starting out, always keep an eye out for these valuable finds. You never know, your next coin could be the one that takes your collection to the next level. Last unique coney, we have a fascinating topic for you: the 1999 D Jefferson nickel. At first glance, this may seem like just another 5-cent coin from the late 20th century. But hold on, this coin could be worth far more than its face value, and we're here to tell you why. Let's take a moment to dive into the history of the 1999 D Jefferson nickel. Minted in Denver, this coin was produced as part of the United States Mint's regular coinage for that year. At the time, the Jefferson nickel was still in its classic form, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the Monticello on the reverse. The design had been in use since 1938, with only a few changes throughout the years. The coin was part of an era when nickels were still being minted using the traditional copper-nickel composition, and millions of these coins were produced for circulation. In 1999, the Jefferson nickel was part of a special series to mark the bicentennial of Thomas Jefferson's birth. To commemorate this occasion, the United States Mint released a new series of nickels featuring a redesigned reverse side, depicting Monticello with a larger image and more fine details. The reverse design was slightly altered to add a more three-dimensional appearance, giving collectors something special to look for, but the key to the 1999 D Jefferson nickel's value lies in a particular minting error that occurred during production. You see, some of these coins were struck with an incorrect alignment or were produced with double dies, a minting mistake where the image appears twice or is misaligned on the coin. This error can make a regular coin an extremely rare find, highly sought after by collectors. Coins with minting errors like double dies, misaligned strikes, or over-polished dies are considered to be much more valuable than their non-error counterparts. They're unique, one-of-a-kind items that can increase in worth over time, making them a prime target for coin collectors and numismatists. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel with such errors can fetch an impressive amount of money in the right market. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with most collectible items, the value of the 1999 D Jefferson nickel heavily depends on its condition. A coin that has been well preserved and remains in near uncirculated or mint condition is far more valuable than one that's been heavily circulated. So, if you happen to come across a 1999 Jefferson nickel that is in pristine condition, you could be holding onto a piece that is worth much more than just a few cents. In addition to the coin's physical condition, another factor that can increase its worth is the rarity of the coin. Most of the 1999 Jefferson nickels that were produced are still in circulation today, but only a small percentage of them have survived in mint condition or with minting errors. That's what makes finding one of these error coins so exciting. It's like discovering a hidden treasure within a sea of common nickels. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much is a 1999 Jefferson nickel really worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to find a mint condition coin with no wear and tear, you could be looking at a price of several $100s. But the real excitement comes if you happen to find one of the rare error coins. Depending on the severity of the error and the overall quality of the coin, it could be worth a staggering $160,000. Yes, you heard that right, $160,000 for a single 1999 Jefferson nickel with a minting error or in perfect condition. Imagine finding a coin that you thought was just another nickel and realizing that it holds the potential for such a massive payout. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises like this, where seemingly ordinary coins can become incredibly valuable treasures. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1999 Jefferson nickel? The first step is to inspect the coin closely. Look for any double die errors or misaligned strikes, especially around the Jefferson portrait and Monticello on the reverse. Pay attention to the details. If the coin appears to have extra lines, blurry images, or any design inconsistencies, it could be an error coin. If the coin is in excellent condition, without any wear, scratches, or marks, then you might just have a rare find. If you believe your coin could be valuable, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. A certified coin will receive a grade based on its condition, and this can help determine its market value. Coins that receive high grades, especially those with minting errors, tend to fetch the highest prices in auctions. In conclusion, the 1999 Jefferson nickel may seem like a simple, everyday coin from the late 20th century, but it has the potential to become a highly valuable item. Whether you come across one in perfect condition or discover one with a rare minting error, this nickel could be worth far more than the 5 cents it originally cost. So, if you've got a stash of nickels from 1999, make sure to take a closer look. You could be holding onto a treasure worth a fortune. Thanks for tuning in to today's coin journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on future videos where we uncover more hidden gems in the world of numismatics. Happy collecting, and good luck on your hunt for valuable coins.